Hello, my name is Caroline and welcome back to part 2 of cleaning up the motive data for the sit. Let's continue down the list with L ankle out. Press F to focus and start scrubbing. So I do see a glimpse of an unlabeled marker, but I can't quite see it very well because the skeleton is in the way. I'm going to press the / key to toggle the skeleton off, and then let's scrub again. So yeah, this information definitely belongs to the L ankle out. I'm going to grab all the data from 5128, shift select it, control select L ankle out, go to edit tools, and swap it in. And since I took all the data from 5128, I'm just going to delete it. Let's go back to L ankle out, and I'm going to continue scrubbing to see if I find anything else. I don't, so I'm just going to toggle the skeleton back on with the / key. And if you watch our character, he's just resting, so this is a good example of why you wouldn't use Cubic for everything. So if I fill it in, fills with a spline, and this is going to mess up our ankle. So let's Control Z it. There's two other interpolation types that we haven't mentioned yet, like linear and constant. Linear is quite literally going to go from point A to point B in a linear fashion. So let's do that, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's okay, but our foot is moving the entire time, and our character really should be just resting. So let's Control Z that as well. And I'm going to go to constant. Constant assumes that the marker is stationary. And I think that looks a lot better. So let's grab this entire area and smooth it a bit so it's not just jumping from one motion to completely stationary. And we'll continue with L-shin. So let me scrub back a little bit so that we can see where the marker is, and then scrub into the missing data, and it looks like that right there is our missing data. Unlabeled 5096. Let's grab all the information, go back to L-shin, and swap it in. We took all the data from 5096, so we're going to delete it. And let's continue to L knee out. I'm going to scrub through the data as usual. So immediately we see an unlabeled marker that is in a similar area that the L knee out was in. So I'm going to shift select that. Looks like it fits, except it has some overlapping data. So not everything from 5094 belongs to the L knee out. I'm going to scrub through that unlabeled marker. And yeah, so when the knee lifts up, this unlabeled marker stays down. So I don't believe this last part belongs to L knee out. I'm going to zoom in, make sure that I only grab these two sections here. Let's go back to L knee out. And swap it in. Shift F to zoom out. I'm going to fill all of L knee out to cubic. And fill range. I'm also going to smooth it a little bit because there's some peaks and valleys here. And we're just going to scrub again to make sure that the knee looks okay. In my opinion, it does. So let's continue. Before we move on to the heels and toes, I want to finish off the shin and ankle. So I'll press on our shin and we'll scrub through. And very easily we found this unlabeled marker. I'm going to press shift to make sure it fits. It fits perfect. Let's zoom in to grab only the beginning portion. Okay, control select the R shin, swap it in, go back to 5102, and shift select all of this information. Grab the shin again and swap it in. So now we used all of 5102 up, and the shin is 100% filled. Now let's go to the ankle, and same process, gonna scrub it. Alright, we found the unlabeled marker. And again, I don't want to accidentally swap some of the information out from ankle out. So I'm going to zoom in, grab the beginning portion and then the end. Grab ankle out, swap, and then grab all this ending portion from 5150, grab the ankle out, swap. 5150 was used up completely, let's delete it, and then let me shift F to zoom out. We'll just grab all this area of our ankle out and fill it with cubic. So now that is 100% filled. Okay, moving on to our heel. Just gonna scrub through. So I see this unlabeled marker right here, 5143. And I don't think all the information belongs to 5143. We already have some information, and it looks like it just goes right over. So I'm going to press the R heel, and we only need information from here to here. I'm going to go to 5143, swap that in, and we also need this little bit of information right here. So let's go back to 5143. Okay, we don't need that much information, I guess. So we'll just grab this ending portion, go to R heel, swap it in, and we'll just keep checking for more. Okay. Whoops. Let me scrub again. Doesn't seem like we have anything else. We're just going to grab all of this, fill it with cubic, and we'll smooth this area too. There's a lot of peaks and valleys that we don't want. Smooth it. Watch it, make sure it doesn't break. Aside from this foot dropping, it looks pretty good. We'll be able to fix that drop in Motion Builder with animation layers. Our toe in. Let's scrub through. Gonna get a better angle of it. Alright. So if we watch what our skeleton is doing, he's lifting up his foot. I'm thinking that this marker up above is what the foot lifts into. Alright, it looks good, so let's grab 5094. We don't need all the information from 5094, I don't believe. So let's just go to RTOIN, zoom in, and grab the section where we need information filled. Grab the marker, and swap it in. And then I'm just gonna fill object, since we're only at 1%, and smooth out this area right here. Okay. Shift F to look at it. I'm also gonna smooth these areas. Okay, our toe tip. It looks like this unlabeled marker right here is our toe tip. And yeah, it is. So let's grab this. This is 5041. Let's grab all this information, grab the toe tip. Swap it. And we're left with 1%, so we're just gonna gaps fill object. And our toe tip is filled now. Let's go to our toe out. Looks like this unlabeled marker here belongs to our toe out. Shift select it. Looks good. I'm just going to grab all of 50440 and swap that into our toe out. Swap range. Our toe out is at 1%, so we're just going to fill object with cubic. Smooth this little area. And now we just have the heel. I'm going to shift F to zoom out. I don't see anything. I can toggle the skeleton off to see if that changes anything. It just seems like for a second the camera didn't catch it. So let me toggle the skeleton back on. Fill it with cubic. And we should be done. We filled everything up now. And we don't even have that much data left over from the unlabeled markers. I'm going to do an overall smoothing. Grab all the markers, go to edit tools, we're going to go to curves, and we're going to press smooth a couple times. I pressed it 3 times, and we'll just watch the whole thing now. Looks good, aside from this foot dropping, but that's okay. We'll fix that in Mobu. Okay, now we have to export it out. We're going to go to File, Export Tracking Data. Make sure that you don't have anything selected, or else you're going to export only the range that you have selected. So deselect. We want to export the entire thing. And then we'll do sit clean first name, last name, If your default is anything other than FBX ASCII, change it. And then we want to make sure that unlabeled markers is off, and then export FBX actors is on. Then export. That concludes part 2. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me or anyone else in class. Thank you for listening. Bye.